Hey travelers, welcome back to our journey through all 50 states. I'm Laura, and this week Laura's Travel Talk will be taking you to Alaska, the land of the midnight sun. This is a series that will highlight each of the 50 U.S. states with a random state each week. So Alaska is known for its fabulous wilderness, towering glaciers, and incredible wildlife. And it is a paradise for nature lovers and thrill seekers alike. And if you have never been to Alaska, I would suggest to put this on your bucket list because it is awesome. The beauty is everywhere. So stick around as we explore some of the top things to see and do in this breathtaking state. And we're going to talk a little bit about a history, a few things that you should see, and look at some pictures of the beauty that is Alaska. Let's start out with, did you know that Alaska was purchased from Russia in 1867 for just $7.2 million? That's about 2 cents an acre. So this deal, orchestrated by Secretary of State William Seward, was initially called Seward's Folly by critics who saw it as a waste of money. And today, it's considered one of the best real estate deals in history. And at 2023 prices, that 2 cents an acre would be the equivalent of $129 million. And it has also been said that the value of the Alaska oil, gold, minerals, fish, timber, and all the other natural resources would estimate to be about $10 billion per year. Billion. So Alaska became the 49th state in the U.S. on January 3rd of 1959. What a great purchase. Let's take a look at the Alaskan communities. Alaska is home to diverse indigenous cultures, including the Inupiat, the Yupik, the Aleut, the Tlingit, the Haida, and the Tsimshian peoples. These communities have rich traditions and histories that date back thousands of years. Their contributions to Alaska's cultural heritage are immense and continue to shape the state's identity today. For our next point of interest in Alaska, we're going to look at Denali National Park and Preserve. It's home to North America's tallest peak, Mount Denali. This park offers unparalleled opportunities for hiking, wildlife viewing, and even dog sledding. Whether you're tackling a challenging trail or enjoying a scenic drive along the park road, Denali is a must visit. In 1975, the state of Alaska requested the name be changed from McKinley to Denali. As many of you grew up with knowing it as Mount McKinley, but it was the common name that was used in the state and was traditional among Alaskan Native people. So it continued to be blocked by the Ohio delegation as they wanted it to remain McKinley because that's where President McKinley was from. And then in 2015, the Secretary of the Interior, Sally Jewell, announced that the name would officially be changed to Denali in all federal documents. And in 2015, while on an Alaskan visit, President Barack Obama announced the renaming of the mountain. Next up, we have one of nature's most awe-inspiring displays, the Aurora Borealis, better known as the Northern Lights. When you're in Alaska from late September to early April, you can head up to Fairbanks or other prime viewing spots to witness the Aurora Borealis if you're lucky, and it'll light up the night sky with dazzling colors. It's a magical experience that you won't forget. Now, it's not a guarantee that you will see it because I have been there. I did not see the Northern Lights there. I've also been to Norway and Finland, which is pretty far north. I didn't get to see them there, but I did see them when I lived in Washington when I was about 6 years old. Sometimes they are visible a little bit further south than you would think. And on this picture here, that last picture with the little house is actually my aunt and uncle's home. Their neighbor across the street captured that picture and thought it looked cool because that is the Northern Lights directly above their home. Now let's talk about how big Alaska is. I don't think that most people realize how huge it really is, and that's why I put that map there and how far north it is. You have to go up past Canada to get to Alaska, and it is giant. So, to be realistic, most people that live in the U.S. will not see Alaska unless they go on an Alaskan cruise, which is what we did. And that is fabulous because then you get to see all of the beautiful and vast space that, is Alaska. And then when we were up there, my husband had the opportunity to go on a helicopter tour up to the Mendenhall Glacier, which is 12 miles outside of Juneau. And the helicopter actually takes you up to the glacier, and you get to get out and strap on those spike shoes and walk out on the glacier. And this is a picture of my husband out on the glacier. And then they all talked him into doing what they call a penguin drink. And that's what this little video clip is.
Yeah, the ice is pretty sharp.
Be careful with your hands. Nice.
Oh man, look at it. Oh, the hands. Wow. With hands.
And then meanwhile, I said, no, I don't think I want to walk out on a bunch of ice that could crack at any time. So I went to the dog mushing camp where they train the dogs for the Iditarod. Let's take a look at Anchorage. Anchorage is Alaska's largest city. It's the perfect blend of urban and wild because you can explore the vibrant downtown area there with the museum, and I showed a couple of pictures inside the museum. Or you could take a bike ride along the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail, and you get those beautiful views of Cook Inlet with the Chugach Mountains in the background. Or, sightseeing for bears. Be careful, you may run into a critter or two along this path. Let's take a look at Katmai National Park. That's another gem. It's famous for its brown bears and volcanic landscape. So at Brooks Falls, it's the ideal spot where you can see bears fishing for salmon in their natural habitat. And it's an encounter like no other. You can see them, they're in here chasing them in the water and picking them up, and well, we don't need to see how it ends. And then, no trip to Alaska is complete without witnessing its mighty glaciers. Oh my gosh. You can go visit the Kenai Fjords National Park or Glacier Bay National Park is where I was to see these colossal ice formations up close. It's something you'll never experience elsewhere. I didn't understand the loudness and the thundering sound of the clapping when those glaciers start dropping chunks of ice, but it is unbelievable to hear. And so if you're feeling adventurous, you can try ice climbing or go on some glacier hikes, but you can just get on a boat and go through there, but it is so loud and it is so cool. Well, as you may have guessed, Alaska is also a haven for fishing and hunting enthusiasts. Anglers can enjoy some of the best fishing in the world. I mean, you have opportunities to catch king salmon, silver salmon, halibut, trout, and these pristine waters and the coastal waters are just magnificent. And oh my gosh, that halibut, you guys. Woo! The Kenai River and Bristol Bay and the waters around Kodiak Island are top spots for fishing adventures. Look out for those brown bears around Kodiak Island. But aren't they cute with their little babies on their back? Now, for those of you interested in hunting, Alaska offers unparalleled big game hunting experiences. From moose and caribou to black and brown bears, with the state's vast wilderness, it provides ample opportunities for hunting. But remember to follow all the regulations and obtain the necessary permits. It is heavily regulated. And you want to, of course, ensure a responsible and ethical hunt. So before we wrap up, I just want to say you've seen now how beautiful Alaska is, and the sightseeing that you can do there is just phenomenal, and it's like no other state, of course, in the United States. So I would say if you can get up there, go. If you want to take a cruise, it's easy to do, and you can go to Anchorage and Juneau and Ketchikan and Sitka, or you can fly into Anchorage. Just enjoy Alaska because it has a lot to offer. And I hope you enjoyed this video because I sure enjoyed it, and I always learn something fabulous about any state that I review. So give it a thumbs up, and I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. But I thank you for joining, and until next week, look out for those bears.